Why didn't it happen a long time ago? But why didn't it happen in October when the king stripped him of his titles? We'd been told that it wasn't in the king's power to strip him of his dukedom, but they found a way around that. We're also told that it's not in the king's power to remove him from the line of succession. That requires an act of parliament. Well, there is now the political will, I think, to do that. And I think it very much will happen. The government wants it to be known that that is something that is on the cards, regardless of the outcome of the police investigation, but not wanting to prejudice any police investigation.
Today is the annual celebration of the Commonwealth, and the King, at a service in Westminster Abbey, will later hail the values of traditional alliances and international friendships at a time of increasing pressures of conflict. It's going to be, at Westminster Abbey, the biggest gathering of senior royals since the arrest of the King's brother, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. And there are many questions about the former prince's position in line to succeed the throne. And today, a former PA to Andrew says she'll be prepared to speak to the police about what she saw in the course of the foreign visits she spent accompanying him. Sarah Hewson, the royal correspondent, is here. Sarah, good morning.
Morning to you, Rosie.
Just on Commonwealth Day itself, what is this sort of celebration? What can we expect?
Well, this is an annual gathering of representatives of Commonwealth countries, the 56 members of the Commonwealth, senior members of the royal family, political leaders and also celebrities who gather in Westminster Abbey to celebrate the union of nations. It takes place every year. It is started with a message from the King, which, as you've said, this year will reflect on the importance of unity at a time of increasing challenge and conflict, referring, of course, not in so many words, but to the wars taking place in Ukraine and also in the Middle East. And when you're talking about this union in a time of increasing conflict and challenge, I think we can also look internally at the royal family, certainly been facing their fair share of challenges. And one of those challenges does affect the Commonwealth, because there are serious questions about Prince Andrew's role within the line of succession. He's lost his titles. He is still eighth in line to the throne. And that's not a decision for the King. It's a decision for Parliament, but also for all the Commonwealth realms as well.
And some of those Commonwealth countries, whether it's sort of Australia, Canada, they have been prepared to say pretty publicly, why is Andrew in line to the throne?
Yeah, Australia and New Zealand pretty quick to come out and express their support for Andrew being removed from the line of succession. Canada has now joined that call as well. And I think it is really only a matter of time now. We know that Sir Keir Starmer has said he would support it, but they are waiting for the outcome of a police investigation until any parliamentary time is given over to it. But we've already had that debate taking place in Parliament, haven't we, Rosie? That extraordinary debate about Andrew and whether the files relating to his time as a trade envoy should be released. Were there to be legislation on removing him from the line of succession, that again would lead to another unprecedented and extraordinary debate within Parliament.
It does slightly beg the question, Sarah, why hasn't it happened already?
Yes, and many have been asking that question. Why didn't it happen at the time? Why didn't it happen a long time ago? But why didn't it happen in October when the King stripped him of his titles? We'd been told that it wasn't in the King's power to strip him of his dukedom, but they found a way around that. We're also told that it's not in the King's power to remove him from the line of succession. That requires an act of Parliament. Well, there is now the political will, I think, to do that. And I think it very much will happen. The government wants it to be known that that is something that is on the cards, regardless of the outcome of the police investigation, but not wanting to prejudice any police investigation. But certainly there are many people who feel pretty angry that Andrew is still in the line of succession. Look, it's symbolic move because he's eighth in line to the throne. Something absolutely catastrophic would have to happen for him ever to be propelled to the throne. But it is a symbolic move, and I think there is a a real desire to see him no longer in that lineup.
Yeah, talking about sort of symbols and, you know, the importance and different dynamics of relationships. We've seen in the last 24 hours, the Prime Minister and the US President have spoken over the phone after what's been an extremely tense few days, and some very sort of scathing comments made by the US President towards the Prime Minister. We know that one of the sort of weapons in Keir Starmer's arsenal to keep that relationship sweet with Donald Trump is access to the royal family.
The Times has spoken to Charlotte Manley and has reported that she had signed a £75 cheque back in 2000 from a Buckingham Palace bank account to a South African masseuse who was arranged by Ghislaine Maxwell to visit Prince Andrew, as he was then, at Buckingham Palace. She has said to the Times that she would be prepared to speak to police. She was asked if she would answer any questions by the reporter. She said, "I would rather speak to police, but I don't feel I have very much to say." But of course, she was there at part of the time that is being looked at now, Andrew's role as a trade envoy. And so I think the police will be interested to hear what she has to say and what she may have witnessed.
I'm sure. And then potentially, Sarah, I mean, could others follow suit?
Yes, and we know that we've already had the Metropolitan Police who have requested that any of Andrew's former security, his personal protection, Metropolitan Police and taxpayer-funded personal protection officers should come forward and forget about their duty of privacy towards their members of the royal family, that they should come forward and give evidence about what they may have seen or heard. And I think increasingly we are starting to see more and more people coming out. We've had former ambassadors, for example, who had said that they didn't feel that they were being heard when they might have made complaints before about Andrew's conduct as a trade envoy. But there will be other members of staff that they will certainly be wanting to hear from. And I think not least, of course, Amanda Thirsk, who was his private secretary at the time of the Newsnight interview being arranged. There are many people that the police will want to be wanting to speak to, and this, of course, is going to be a very lengthy investigation. Andrew denying any wrongdoing, but we are a long, long way off any resolution in this.
Yeah, absolutely.